AI coding tools are getting really good. I'm using them every day, and I've been using AI since about 2000. I think it's 21 to write stuff, and it just keeps constantly getting better. I've gotten to the point now where I can create. I feel comfortable using AI to create entire websites from scratch. Just the other day, I created a entire website for my dad using Claude code, and I was able to like create the website and publish it in about an hour and a half from start to finish with my dad sitting there with me. And so I just kind of wanted to share some of those tools with you and show you how they work. First up, I'll show you the website I created with my dad, which is Tuning Mind Body. That's my dad right there. And here we go. I'm going to show you right here. This is the site. This is my dad here. And I took a picture of him, fed it to AI, and had it create this image. And then I talked to him about what he'd want. He wanted to base the website off of this book, which he gave me, which is about breathing and the science of breath in the practice of yoga and how it can change your life. It's some sort of rare book. It's really hard to find. And he really likes it. So we got together to put a website together about it. And this website, I can walk you through it really quick. It's sort of like a step-by-step process of how to learn to breathe properly. And at each stage, you can reach out and you have an opportunity to contact him. Yeah. So you go through here. It tells you like what to do with your body to get ready. Just a simple checklist. And then it has some illustrations that show you how to exhale. And then how to inhale and breathe into your chest. And it gives you some graphics here so you can see how that works, as well as showing you the rhythmic cycle of breathing that you should follow. And then it allows you to actually like use this as a guide, but then it will have a better, like a little tool on the next page, which works with you. So it tells you some instructions, and then again, a little more detail. And then it gives you this little video that I generated with AI that shows you sort of like what it's like. That's the breathing in the video. What it's like to breathe, and then you get a chance to prepare yourself for that. And then you can set your practice here, and you can start the practice. And there you go. That's the breathing guide, which guides you through how to breathe, and then it talks to you about the benefits of the practice. And a little quote and sort of some tips. And then you've completed your training. Like I said, it's a very simple site. I think the site itself is pretty interesting, but more interesting than that is that I didn't just use AI to create this. I also used Claude to find the web domain, to set up the hosting on AWS using S3 and CloudFront, and it did everything. It found the web domain, this tuningmindbody.com, purchased the domain, set up the DNS, created the S3 bucket, attached CloudFront to the S3 bucket, put the DNS record into Route 53 to point to the public URL of the bucket and the CloudFront distribution, and then monitored that to make sure it was up, and then when it got up, it was there. It also created some instructions for me for basically publishing this in the future. So I had it create a README that gives me all the instructions about how to publish it, how to work with it. Like for instance, I just use this publish command, and that will publish the new version of the site. It gives me the color scheme, and now I can update this site simply by vibe coding some updates. So I'll go through that real quick here with you. I'm going to go ahead and quit out of NeoVim, open up Claude. I always use this dangerously skip permissions now because I don't like to have to say yes a bunch of times. I just let it go, especially on a project where I'm intentionally flying loose and fast like this one. So let's say that I want to change foundation complete in this page. All I need to do is be in this directory, and I can say something like, let's change foundation complete page to have a description of what we've learned and why it's meaningful. Also change the title to let's see, what did my dad like about this? He liked to call it something like tuning complete. Okay, so now it's going to vibe code. It's going to like do its thing. It won't update here because that's actually live on the internet. But when I'm ready, I can go into here and I can just do publish. So once it's done doing what it does, I can just hit publish. Now I'm flying a bit loose and fast here. I am not checking this locally at the moment, although I could. But once it's done, I'm going to trust it. So it says like, here it changed it to tuning complete. Here's the new copy it added, and it's done. So now I hit publish. It's going to go ahead and do that. Boom, it's done. It should be up there. If I refresh, now I have my new page with the content. So this is really what I do. I sit here and I'll iterate through it, and I will literally ask Claude about specific pages. I'll copy images into an images directory. I'll reference the images and tell it, hey, use this image on this page. I will ask it. I've done a couple things here to make this easier on myself, and I have a couple of techniques that I'm using that I'll go over really briefly. But first, like you'll want to know, how did I get this published? I talked about having Claude interact with my AWS. Well, I've essentially set up my AWS keys in my AWS directory. So I have in there my credentials. And my credentials, I won't show you those because those are private. And if I gave you those, you'd have access to my AWS. But I have those credentials here hosted here on my local machine. And I have AWS CLI set up. And so now when I tell Claude, hey, use AWS CLI to do XYZ, it will automatically pick up my credentials and have access to my AWS account. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. I don't have anything on my AWS account anymore that's super critical. But that's how you do it. And once you do that, you can ask it to do things on your behalf in AWS. Now, you can do almost anything from AWS CLI within your AWS account. And so like you can do things like adding simple email service. I mean, the sky's the limit. This is a very simple site. It doesn't have a database. It doesn't have any backend components. It's just an S3 bucket with a CloudFront distribution in front of it and a DNS record and a domain. But I had it, those four things, I had Claude do all the work. I never logged into AWS. I never searched for the domain. I just told it, find me a domain name. And I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you. That's like a quick lesson today, lesson number 1. And hopefully you get something out of that and give it a shot yourself. Thanks for watching.